Disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, Savannah's mother.
No, we believe she was taken out of the home against her will.
Everyone is looking for you, Mommy, everywhere. We will not rest. Your children will not rest until we are together again.
RightNow News presents Searching for Nancy Guthrie. Tonight, the search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie enters its third week, and investigators say that the case is growing more urgent by the day. Savannah Guthrie posted a new video Sunday night pleading for her mother's return and urging whoever's holding her to do the right thing. Here's the full video.
I wanted to come on and it's been 2 weeks since our mom was taken. And I just wanted to come on and say that we still have hope and we still believe. And I wanted to say to whoever has her or knows where she is that it's never too late. And you're not lost or alone. And it is never too late to do the right thing. And we are here. And we believe. And we believe in the essential goodness of every human being. And it's never too late.
Former FBI crisis negotiator said that her tone appeared to be designed to provide an off-ramp, encouraging the individual responsible to release Nancy safely. The FBI has now increased the reward to $100,000 for information that leads to Nancy's location or to the arrest and conviction of those responsible for her disappearance. As if you've been following, this has gone up from a $2,500 reward at the start of the investigation to $50,000 and now $100,000. Who knows if this will continue to go up if the investigation moves forward into another week afterwards, but we hope that that's not the case and that Nancy Guthrie is found as quickly as possible. Federal authorities are also refining their suspect profile after conducting very much extensive forensic analysis of the doorbell camera footage that was recovered from outside Guthrie's Tucson home. The masked individual seen on the video the morning she vanished is now described by FBI as a male, approximately 5'9", 5'10" inches tall, with an average build. He was wearing gloves, a face covering, and was carrying a black 25-liter Ozark Trail Hiker backpack, a model that is exclusively sold at Walmart. Investigators believe that the clothing and mask worn by the suspect may also have been purchased at Walmart. The sheriff says authorities have been reviewing surveillance footage from local Walmart stores and are working with the company to trace sales of the backpack in Tucson and the surrounding areas, as well as online purchases. We are learning that more than 30,000 calls have been received by the FBI and Pima County Sheriff's Department combined. This is as of February 16. But the investigation is not being relied only on tips alone. Multiple gloves have been recovered in the area surrounding Guthrie's home. Some were found as far as 10 miles away. One glove was located roughly 2 miles from the residence that appeared to visually match the glove that was worn by the suspect in that doorbell footage. DNA results from one of the gloves indicates that it contains a generic profile of an unknown male. Authorities are awaiting official confirmation before entering into a DNA database, a national database, in an effort to identify a match. Investigators have also confirmed that the new DNA was discovered at Guthrie's property that does not belong to her or to anyone in her immediate circle, meaning like family and others who know Guthrie. Sheriff Chris Nanos describes the finding as significant, though no matches have been made. Residents within 2-mile radius of Guthrie's home have now been asked again to submit surveillance, doorbell footage, or any footage they have showing vehicles, pedestrians, or any unusual activity from approximately 4 weeks before her disappearance. Former FBI Special Agent Steve Moore says this move suggests investigators believe the suspect may have been in the neighborhood prior to the abduction, potentially conducting surveillance. He describes the area as relatively isolated. People do not end up there by accident. He also continued to explain that investigators likely already have a list of vehicles belonging to the residents in the area, and what they're going to be looking for now are vehicles that do not belong in that area and that might have been appearing multiple times and within those weeks leading up to February 1st. Authorities appear to be looking for signs of premeditation. Now we go to another major development where federal agents had a white tent outside Guthrie's home as part of the forensic testing process. According to law enforcement sources, the tent was used to recreate that nighttime lighting condition, similar to the early morning hours when Nancy disappeared from what we saw in that doorbell footage. Investigators examined replica clothing and backpack consistency with what the suspect was believed to be wearing, analyzing how the infrared lighting from the doorbell camera reflected off those materials and kind of have a similar look to what the video actually looked like versus their testing. Specialized forensic height analysis tools were also deployed at the scene. So again, that's 5'9", 5'10" estimate is being said that is super and extremely accurate, according to Josh Schooley, who's an FBI intelligence, who says the technology is very, very accurate. Not too late night on Friday night, law enforcement activities intensified dramatically. More than a dozen vehicles, including SWAT team, forensic units, descended onto the residence approximately 2 miles away from Guthrie's home. 2 individuals were voluntarily exited from their home during an execution of a federal search warrant signed by a judge. Another individual was detained during a nearby traffic stop. It is believed to be connected to the case, but we have no confirmation on why it was done or what was the motive for that for a judge to sign on a federal warrant. So those are things we might see develop or we might not get answers to right away. We are also learning that same night authorities were at a second location where a gray Range Rover SUV was also searched and ultimately seized from a restaurant parking lot roughly 2 miles from Guthrie's home. The vehicle was towed away after investigators were on the scene examining the interior of the car and the trunk. Officials have not publicly confirmed who may own the SUV or how it might be connected to the investigation. We're also learning that an NBC News report is saying that all members of Guthrie's family, and now confirmed by officials at the sheriff department, that all Guthrie family, including the siblings, spouses, have been formally cleared as suspects. Sheriff Nanos emphasized that the family has been fully cooperative and described them as victims in this case and not suspects. Authorities say that they're still considering multiple theories, including the possibility of a targeted abduction. However, no clear motive has been publicly confirmed. As the investigation stretches into its 3rd week, one fact remains clear. Investigators still don't know where Nancy Guthrie is located. They still don't have a publicly named suspect, and they're continuing to work against time. The reward now stands for $100,000 again, so if you have any information related to the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, you will urge to contact the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI or the Pima County Sheriff's Department. Again, this is a active investigation, and these updates are ongoing. New things are continuing to come out from officials and from sources. I'm Anthony Martinez, and will continue to be covering and looking for the information on Nancy Guthrie's case. Searching for Nancy Guthrie, a RightNow News podcast original, produced by RightNow News Signature Productions.